I like it's a little spicy.
So that's when I
Next,
said, "What's your hand doing
um,
down there?"
no,
Anyway, what's up,
naughty,
guys?
naughty boy over here
Hey,
talking things.
hey, everybody! Happy Tuesday. So far in the chat, we've
Hello,
got Antonis, Quentin, Miss
happy
Erica,
Tuesday.
John crying. Or it's Wednesday, isn't it? It's Wednesday.
It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday.
Happy to
Usually do
yeah,
this Tuesday.
yeah. Well, it is Wednesday. We're here on Wednesday. Justin, tell the people how you are. How are you?
I'm doing great. I am doing great. Last week was really busy and hectic, but this week is a much better week and got some fun stuff to talk about tonight with good old Scream. But I'm doing great.
Mhm.
Things are good. Life is good, man. So, how about
Awesome.
you, Nick?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm here. It's like I was telling you before we started. It's been a crazy week. It was a crazy week last week. I'm freaking exhausted. Like I sometimes you guys know me. We've had to postpone streams because I've fallen asleep. I did not fall asleep today when I got home, but have been. I've done nothing. I've literally sat on
I,
this couch and watched videos on
I,
Instagram and Twitter.
I literally I told you, I texted you. I said, "Can we bump this to 7? Because I got to run errands. I had to go to the grocery store, pick up some food, and I didn't get home till like almost 6 o'clock. And I was like, okay, eat fast, take a shower, get ready for
Mm-hmm.
the stream.
Yes.
So been a
Well,
busy day though, but
I
busy.
do have to. I have to say really quick, Rudy, keep your eye on this. Mike, anybody in here that is a mod, I'm gonna say this one time, only one time. If anybody comes into the chat and tries to drop a spoiler into the chat to ruin things for other people,
Out.
you will be removed from the channel. Period. You will be blocked from the channel. I unfortunately I was spoiled.
I've stayed away, so no spoilers, people.
Yeah, I'm not entirely. There's still some things I don't know, but I was a little bit spoiled. So you wouldn't be ruining the experience for me. You'd be ruining it for everybody else, and that's just not cool. I don't appreciate it, and I just so yeah. And I want to say from the onset, guys, there will be no spoilers in this discussion. One, because Justin and I haven't seen the movie yet,
Nope.
and two, because this stream is solely dedicated to we're going to talk about what we want to see, what we hope not to see, what we expect to see, predictions, everything, so on and so forth. Brandon, what's up, Brandon? What's up,
It is.
Brandon?
It is. What's up, Brandon? It's finally here, Nick. I can't believe Scream 6 is finally here.
Yes. And Nathan, yeah, I have to do it when I'm not live. I'll have to do it after this is over. I have to do it like in the YouTube Studio app. So I'll do that later tonight. I do need to add a couple more mods just in case some people can't come in. Akeem, what's up? Akeem has
Hello.
actually seen Scream 6 and he loved it.
Um, I'm
Yes, he,
sorry. I was gonna say I had a friend on Facebook who said he hated Scream 5, but he loved Scream 6. He said this is the best one since the original.
see, here's the thing. What's up, Afro Whale? Caught
Hello.
up on movies. Hell yeah.
Hey
Uh,
Chris, what's going on?
Chris Fold, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. Always nice to see you in here. You're always sharing the love. I appreciate it, brother. I hope you're doing well. I hope that this topic is something that a lot of you guys want to talk about. I know some people are kind of like burnt out already. They're like, oh my God, like let's just have the movie come out. I just want to see it. Like I'm tired of, talking about it. Unfortunately, that's all we can do right now because we haven't seen it yet. So a few people have, few lucky people. Like I said, Akeem is in the chat. He has seen it. He loved it. I want to say really quick, Justin, the first thing we should talk about is have you paid any attention to the consensus of the critical opinion of this movie? Have you seen
No,
anything?
no, I really haven't. I'm literally going into besides the two trailers. I haven't even watched the final trailer. Besides that teaser trailer that we had in January, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and the first actual trailer, I have stayed away from a lot of things. But again, I've had a couple of friends, talk praise with this movie and said this was, positive things about it.
Yeah.
What about
Well,
you?
I have definitely paid attention to it. Unfortunately, that's something I'm always plugged into when it comes to these movies, like big horror movies that I'm excited for, just because it doesn't matter to me what critics think. Like
Yeah,
it
same.
really does not matter to me, but I know it matters to the general public. If a movie gets trashed, it might affect its performance at the box office. So the reviews came out. Yeah, it's at an 81% right
I
now
love it.
on Rotten Tomatoes. I believe it's the second highest, second
Wow.
highest rated Scream movie with critics, which is a big deal. Now, having said that, you guys know our good friend Lee Drum
Mhm.
Dums.
Yeah.
He was not a fan. He saw it last night and he said he was genuinely sad walking out of the movie. I'm going to
Hmm.
say, first and foremost, I love Lee and we agree on a lot, but I'm not going to let his review
Wow.
deter me. I'm not going to let
Yeah.
it scare me.
I had one friend tell me, and he's not seen the movie, but no, he posted on Facebook. He said he heard about the ending, hated the ending, and said that he's like pretty much like willing to give away his Scream movies because of it. So
Of Scream 6.
yeah. Again, he's not
Oh
seen
my
it,
God.
but he's saying that he was not a fan of what he heard with the
Oh.
ending.
Well, I don't know how that all goes down, and I'm glad
I
that
don't
I
either.
don't. But yeah, it's so like I because I saw Lee was getting some crap for it, and who cares? He's speaking his mind. He's giving his
Right.
opinion. He's being honest with you guys. If he liked it, he liked it. If he didn't, he didn't. And the reason I bring it up is because I know a lot of you guys that watch me watch Lee as well, and obviously a lot more of you watch Lee than me, but I want you guys to don't be deterred one way or another.
No,
Like
don't.
just go in, just go in open minded.
I
I mean, one I can say from my experience, Justin, I went into Halloween Ends pessimistic and
yeah.
and I loved the movie. And Justin went in optimistic, and I think that was a reason why your first reaction was like, "This is not what I expected." So I think
Yeah.
it's very important to go into this movie and just go, "All right, Scream 6,
That's
what do you have to show me?"
well, that's honestly why because I think Halloween Ends hyped me up a little bit. I did go into the movie not hyped up. I was like, I'm not going to get hyped up, but I had hope. And with this movie, I haven't really followed too much of it. I'm going into this movie, besides, again, the few things I've seen and know about it from the trailers, I'm going in like just kind of blinded. Like, I don't know what to expect. But
Yeah.
I will say this with the Scream franchise because I'm watching them right now. I'm actually gonna watch the last one tonight. So far, there's not been a bad Scream movie. I think there's a good Scream movie in there. I think there are great Scream movies in there. I think there are awesome Scream movies in there. What's going on?
What's up, Matt? How you doing, bro?
And so this is one of those franchises that overall, like I would say, is a very strong franchise. It's in my top 3 favorite franchises of all time. I think nostalgic reasons, Halloween and Friday the 13th are ranked at 1 and 2, but Scream is at the third ranking because there's not been one bad Scream movie in my opinion. Like I can watch all these movies and either love them, really enjoy them, or enjoy them.
Yeah, and
I
see
got hope for this.
that's funny because Christian and I last night on the podcast we were talking about that. We were talking about like kind of like the Mount Rushmore of like
Yeah.
who is an A tier horror icon status or series and who's B tier. We didn't get too deep into it, but like me personally, like as I'm sitting here right now, if you said these are the 4 that would be on a Mount Rushmore, just based off of popularity, consistency, whatever it might be, I think you would have to say like Halloween, Nightmare, Friday, and I feel like we're pretty much there with Scream now. Like I really
Yeah.
do.
I mean,
And
yeah,
I think Evil Dead is phenomenal. I love Evil
I
Dead.
love Evil Dead. I
I,
love
you
Child's
know,
Play.
yeah, Child's Play. Like, there's a lot of great franchises. Hellraiser, I love Hellraiser. I mean,
Phantasm. I love
yeah,
I love Hellraiser. So
but I think that Mount Rushmore right now, just based off of marketability and popularity, would have to be, in no particular order, but just like I'll even say someone else's name first, so people don't think I'm putting it in a particular order. Let's just say Freddy, Jason, Michael, Ghostface. Like I feel like that's the core 4.
I I would honestly say, like, if we're talking villains, it's a different thing. But if we're talking franchises, um, Halloween, Friday, Scream, and Nightmare. Um, honestly, like if I was going by like overall, like, quality wise and consistency,
Evil Dead. I honestly, I'd put Evil Dead if we were going by quality.
I
I'd put Evil Dead over Friday. I would.
well, I'm talking about like the ones I mentioned, like Evil Dead's awesome, but I mean, out of my top three, I'm going top three: Halloween, Friday, and Scream. Like, if I had to pick the one that I felt like had like the like quality and like consistency that I just out of enjoyment or movies I love, Scream would be my favorite horror movie franchise, but Halloween is my favorite franchise because I just have so much love for it. Because I always talk about
Crying.
like, you
I
what?
don't. Well, I was going to say I don't think having Evil Dead over Friday is sus in the sense of I'm not saying that's not
No,
what I
Evil Dead
think.
rocks. I love Evil Dead.
I'm just saying if we're talking about the franchise as a whole in quality terms, I think that
Yeah.
Evil Dead has more quality films simply because I don't think there's a bad Evil Dead film. And I don't think that's going to change next month when Evil Dead Rise comes out. That movie looks
No.
great.
And yeah,
Meanwhile, there are some bad Friday movies, just like there's some bad Halloween and some bad Nightmare.
yeah.
So Evil
Hey,
Dead
Graham.
is just in Evil Dead is literally
Evil
like
Dead's
it's in a
iconic.
league of its own.
It
Like
is.
you swing that many times and you don't miss. Like that's
I
I don't
mean,
know. It's not. I wouldn't put it over Friday based off of like my enjoyment. I
yeah,
might.
same.
I'm not. I might. I might. I really might. But that's beside the point. I just think that it's a far more consistent franchise. I really, really do. It's more consistent than Halloween, and Halloween's my favorite. I mean, I'm just
No,
calling it
I
like it
mean,
is.
I'm like that with Scream though. I think Scream is more consistent than Halloween. Like, I love well, I don't love it, but I have my soft spot for Halloween Resurrection. But I would not say that's a good movie. Like, where I think Scream 4 is a good movie, it's a good movie. And I would say, like, if I was going over that, good movie, not great movie. Like, I rewatched it and
Yes,
I was like,
Scream. Yeah, Scream 4. It teeters that line to where it's almost like this movie. Like it. You walk away from Scream. In my opinion, I know a lot of people love it, but I walk away from Scream 4 every time I rewatch it and go, yeah,
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 I do the same thing.
yeah,
I do the same thing. It's
yeah,
got its great moments, but it's also got some
yeah.
very outdated moments 10 years
I
later.
I I hate the killer reveals in that movie
Oh,
so
I
much,
don't like them either. I
so
don't
much.
like them either. I don't like them. My biggest complaint though, Nick, is like when you watch all these movies back to back, and I've been marathoning them. Like the look and feel looks so polished, and I'm like, it doesn't stay consistent with the other movies. Like it just feels different, and the script, like it, hokey dialogue and everything. That's why I feel like it's just out of the movies, it's a good film, but it's an
Hey
outdated
Jamie,
movie. Hey Jamie, but I mean,
Cosmic
and I'm
Urgency.
more of a Scream 3 fan. I love Scream 3. I think that
I
one,
am too. I am too now. I am a born
love it.
again Scream 3 fan. Cosmic Urgency. I saw your comment on the episode of the podcast yesterday, and like I get what you're saying, like adjusting for inflation. Yeah, but we do like that's just kind of like a that's semantics. I mean, it isn't like technically by definition semantics, but like you know what I mean. Like it's not apples to oranges comparisons anytime new movies come out years down the line because of adjusting for ticket prices and whatnot. But just on paper, like what it pulled in, regardless of the value of the dollar and the ticket price, it is tracking to have the largest opening weekend of the franchise. Now, if you want to adjust, then of course, yes, you're right. But I don't really get into that. I mean, it either way, we're talking about a sixth movie in a
In a
slasher
franchise.
franchise
In a
that's about to
franchise.
that's about to do 50 million plus worldwide in its opening weekend.
I love it. Oh, please do. I want this to be successful. I want slasher movies, damn it, to be successful. Like we've had successful slashers in the last, I'd say the last like 2 years. There's been some really successful ones and successful slasher movies. I want it to keep going. And
No, I do not think adjusted it'll beat it. I do not see this movie opening that large. I really don't. I have put this movie at.
Do you think
I
it'll
think
beat Scream 3? How much did Scream 3 make?
well, Scream 3 opened with I think 34.7. I think that's back when that came out. I think that's the bar right now in the series. But I think the initial projections for this movie months ago were like 30 million. Then they went to like 35. And now Deadline is saying anywhere from 35 to 40. I'm going to go ahead and just say right now, I'm going to go on the side of 40. I'm going to say this probably opens to like 41 domestically and 10 to 15 internationally. So we're looking at a 50 to 55 million global opening. That's what I think this movie's going to do. But that's huge.
Yeah. Off topic. I'm seeing some Scream 3 love here. Thank you, by the way, because Scream
not
3...
from Rudy, because Rudy's got to stick up his butt and finds any excuse to come in and say that Scream 4 is better than Scream 3. He did it on the podcast. He did it on Twitter. Now he's doing it in the chat. And you like it more, Rudy. That doesn't make it better. You like it more.
Here's the thing. If none of these Scream movies after 3 existed, and I'm not saying I don't love the Scream 5, and I'm sure I'm gonna love this new one. But if they had not existed, Scream 3 wrapped up what would have been a trilogy great. I have always loved the ending with Sydney, seeing that door open and she's at peace. And that is a perfect way to end your
Justin, trilogy. I do not mean to interrupt you, but we are getting
You're fine.
We're getting way off on a tangent. We haven't even really touched
but we're
on
gonna talk Scream
yet.
Scream 6.
But yes, Brandon, we need to continue to chat. We need to continue to chat about this Scream 5 hate, because I don't know why you hate Scream 5. I just don't get it. 5? Brandon, Tavato Vision.
Oh my gosh.
He doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like Halloween Ends either. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it, Brandon. I'm tired of it. Anyway, so yeah, we're steering the ship to Scream 6.
Go back to Scream 6.
You don't hate 5. I get it, Brandon, but it's your least favorite, and I don't know why. Anyway, Scream 6.
I am an October baby, Quinn. Born in October. Anyway, go on. I'm sorry. I was there.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I was just reading the chat. David, that mask is actually Billy Loomis's mask from the first movie. And that's what the decayed look is. It's not burnt. It's worn like Halloween 2018. It's like that. I don't know what it is, and I don't want to know. Anybody that does know, don't say it in the freaking chat. 24 hours from now, I will be in the movie theater watching this movie. So I can wait less than 24 hours. But I know, obviously, we've seen from the trailers that there's like a shrine of a bunch of the Ghostface memorabilia from all the previous killings. And that mask is also part of this. How does that tie into everything? I don't know, but we're going to find out. So, Justin, I just want to ask you first and foremost.
Okay.
Yes, Roman does deserve more respect.
Oh, I mean, Billy and Stu are amazing, but Roman rocks, dude.
Okay, Justin.
What?
This is Scream. This is Scream. Somebody we like is going to die.
Yes.
If you had to guess,
oh gosh,
where are you leaning? Where are you leaning? Where are you going?
Oh fuck. That's part of my language.
No, you're fine. I mean, we're more than 15 seconds.
Oh.
YouTube only cares about the first 15 seconds.
Oh my gosh. Where would I go from that?
And guys, if you know people that die, again,
I
do not want to have to remove you. So,
you guys are amazing. I don't think you will, but no spoilers.
Only guesses. Only guesses in the chat.
I think that one of the twins will die. I don't know if both will.
Justin, I do too. I think it's going to be Chad, and I don't want it because
I don't want it to be Chad either.
Rudy and I were arguing about this yesterday. I think Chad is far superior to Mindy. I said what I said, and I don't want Chad to die.
I don't want it either. I don't. I'm going to tell you this right now. Like, we always talk about, is it Sam, the lead character, who we think is kind of
Yeah.
boring? No disrespect to her. Uh, but
I
overall, this
heard
is
she,
very like.
well, I will say just, by the way, thank you, Afro Whale. I
I hear
appreciate
she's
that.
better in this. I hear
Yeah, I've
better.
heard from everyone that even people that were not sold on her last time really liked her in this one.
She's improved. Yes. But this is a likable cast. Like I really liked the cast in the last one. So it's kind of like the cast in Scream 2. Like I didn't want Jamie Kennedy's character to die. I hate every time I watch Scream 2, I hate when Randy dies. I do not like it. So I'm really sad that I know we're gonna lose one of these characters.
Yes. As of right now, I agree. I agree, my friend. But I've heard she's better in this movie. So maybe after this movie's over, I'm like, don't kill her. But yes, right now, if I had my choice, kill her or Mindy. Just don't touch Jenna Ortega. Do not touch a hair on her head. Don't.
No, I don't want Kirby to die, and do not go the predictable route of killing Gale off. If you kill Gale off, I'll be pissed. I think I will because
I'm gonna say right now, I personally feel like there is a 100% chance she is fine because in the second trailer, you haven't watched it, Justin, but like it was alluded to in the first trailer, so you know that she gets a call from Ghostface for the first time in the entire franchise. She never has before, and they show part of that attack. They would not show that. It's a red herring. I do not think she's going to die.
I will cry. I will tell you what, I will cry in theaters if she dies.
No, I literally am at like, and I don't even know this for a fact, guys. I have not asked about this, but I think there is a 0% chance she dies. Like dead serious. Because the mistake they made in Scream 5 was in that trailer. They showed her screaming and crying with an ambulance and her being held back. And all of us were like, oh my God, Dewey. No. Yeah. And that gave it away. I think they're playing with expectations in this. And I do not see a scenario where she dies. But I see some people in the chat saying I could see her dying. So
dude, no.
Justin's not about it.
I'm not about it. Here's the thing, and this is why I'm not about it. I don't want this to be a repeating thing where every movie they're like, oh, we got to kill off a legacy character. We already killed, why am I drawing a blank? We already killed David Arquette's character off. Dewey. We already killed him off. We don't need to kill any more of our legacy characters off. Leave them alone.
She's not dying. She's not dying. I'm putting it right here, guys. Like I said, I don't even know this. I'm just saying I do not believe she's going to die. I just do not see it. So okay,
Thank
said
you, Jaden.
Did we both say Chad then?
Yeah, we both said Chad.
Oh,
I think Chad's gonna go. But you know what?
What's up, Jaden?
It could be also Mindy. Those are the only two that I think that are on that. Like, one of them will go. But
leave Chad alone. Like, oh my God,
Jaden. I love you, Jaden, but rewatching these movies, Gale rocks. Dewey's awesome. Gale rocks though. She got some badass stuff in this franchise, and I love her. So,
well, I'll just say this right now. I agreed in Scream 5, but that was just simply because David Arquette was so good in that movie. I think it's his best performance in the series. Is 5.
Hands down, his best.
You had to see it coming. They're building up to it being kind of, he had the spotlight in that movie in the first half, and you're like, oh, he's dead. Like, in hindsight, you look back and you're like, yeah, he's totally dead. They're giving him the spotlight. He's going to die.
I think Samara Weaving, and I'd be surprised, but I think Samara Weaving is going to be the opening kill.
Yeah. Oh, I do too. Like, without a doubt.
I think she's going to be the opening kill. I love Samara Weaving, but I think she is.
That was the next thing I was going to ask you about. But before we talk about that, Jaden says the biggest mistake Scream ever made was killing off Randy and 2, and that is right. But I will say,
but the stakes were high.
But though Scream 4 is my least favorite in the series, I'm telling you, Kirby, I'd put her right there with Randy. She is good. That good. And that is why I felt like it was imperative for her to come back. Because in 5, I felt that's what that movie was lacking. They tried to make it Mindy, and I was like, you're just not
It's
as
not. It doesn't.
entertaining and engaging as Randy or
Right.
Kirby were.
Kirby, I agree.
Yes.
I
And
agree with both of them.
so Kirby's back. Keep her alive because she is the best thing you've had since Randy. I
agree. I'm with
just
you.
keep
I'm
it.
100% with you.
All right, so then Justin, yeah, the opening. Well, I mean, what do you predict the opening is going to be? Like, who's dying here?
I think Samara Weaving is going to be our opening kill. I think it's going to take place in that alley that we're seeing there in the trailer, and I think that's going to be the opening kill. I really do. I think she will be the opening kill in this movie, and probably the best opening kill since hopefully. I mean, yeah, hopefully since Scream 3. I really maybe Scream 2, maybe even Scream 1. I don't know, but like I think it's going to be the best since the third one. When Kyan dies in Scream 3, it's like it's intense. It's a pretty dark opening. But I think I think Samara Weaving is going to be the opening kill.
I do too, and let me throw an interesting thing out there, Justin. I don't think the opening kill is going to be the Ghostface that we get at the end of the movie. I think, based off of some lines in the trailers and whatnot, I think there's going to be multiple sets of killers operating and not working together. That's going to be one of my bold predictions. I think that there's going to be a few different there's going to be more than two killers. I'm just going to say that right now. I think there's going to be more than two killers, and I don't think they're all going to be working together.
I think here's how I think the ending's going to be. And I'm not saying I know the ending, but you're talking about multiple killers that aren't connected together or working together. I think at the end of the movie, we're going to see the true Ghostface. I think that is going to be the Ghostface we see. That is going to be the Ghostface we get.
Hold on. Justin, you're like reading my mind because I stop right there because that's the next thing we're going to talk about. So I want you to expand upon this more, but let me get everyone's foot in the door. There is a line in the last trailer that just came out yesterday or the day before that. They released one final trailer, and there's a line when Gale is on the phone with Ghostface, and Ghostface says, it's something like, it's a bit weird or whatever, isn't it, that we've never talked on the phone before. And like a lot of people have read into that, like, what do you mean? Like, that would mean that this person that's on the phone with her right now had to have been around for a while. That would have had multiple opportunities to talk to Gale. Like, not every Ghostface is the same. So like the last Ghostface, you wouldn't say that if you weren't a part of it. So like, I'm personally kind of like, I don't know. No, it's not Stu, guys. I justice for Stu. I want Stu back. Stu lives. Hashtag Stu lives. But it makes you wonder, what is this? Like, it just makes you wonder that, like, is there a deeper connection? Because I read a review, Justin, that said, and obviously no spoiler reviews, at least from the press, are allowed out right now, thank God. So you can read those reviews. They don't give like any details. One review said, Scream 6 manages to tackle seemingly forgotten about plot points and threads from earlier sequels.
Wow.
So I'm just saying, like, what do you think? What are you thinking here? Because you said you think it's going to lead up to like a reveal of like the Ghostface. So you mean somebody that
we're going to get in Scream 7?
Somebody's been around a while?
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
Elaborate. Who do you think it is?
Holy crap. Let me go through. I mean, the people that we've had. Oh man, I gotta think about this. Like, who survived?
I'm gonna put a name out there for you.
Put a name.
And this is just me pontificating, wondering if this is ever going to pay dividends by the end of this trilogy. Just keep remembering the name Leslie Mocker, Stu's sister. I have no reason to believe that.
Wow.
I have no reason to believe that she is any part of this at all. But I'm just saying, they have in passing mentioned his family and whatnot. And then you had Vince, her son, in the last movie, get killed outside his car with the stab to the neck and whatnot.
Oh yeah. Holy
I'm
crap.
just
Yeah.
saying, remember the name
Wow.
Leslie Mocker,
I
because that
mean,
it wouldn't
dude.
it be crazy, Justin, for Scream 7 to end with Leslie Mocker being somebody that was behind it from the beginning because she wanted revenge on Sydney for her brother's death.
Oh my gosh. And then you got to think about it too. Like now her son's dead. Like her son is gone. So it's really going to get her.
It could be a
Oh,
Roman thing. It could be a Roman thing where
it could.
she kind of got things started up again from behind the scenes. She
Oh,
basically fed
yeah.
people information to make them commit these acts, knowing that the final domino that would fall eventually would be her coming face to face with Sydney
Oh,
to
I
avenge
love
the
it.
loss of her brother.
Man, I'm getting chills like just thinking about this. I think
I
that would
should
be
write Scream
great.
7. I should
I think
write
you
Scream
should.
7.
And it takes me back. It takes me back to when I first saw Scream 2 and the reveal of Debbie Salt was revealed. And it was and I love the line she gives when she's talking about how like she's not insane or anything, like she's clear-headed. For her it's just good old-fashioned revenge. And I love I love Debbie Salt. I love the reveal of Debbie Salt, Billy's mom. I
Mm-hmm.
really really love it. I still love it
Well,
today.
yeah, because Mickey was so obvious. Like
Yeah,
when
Mickey
Mickey
was
was the
so
killer, you're like,
obvious.
no shit, he's the
But
killer.
they did such a great job with Debbie Salt, because like the whole time you're watching it, especially the first time you see it, you don't expect it. It's not something you expect. This nice reporter who is just like trying to get a story out there, and then you get to the freaking ending, like when the door opens and you first see Gail, and then you see Debbie Salt, and you're then it's then revealed that it is Billy's mother,
Yeah,
and I
that's a great
love
reveal. And again, it just adds more credence to my idea
it.
because this is
Wow.
not. We have actually three Scream movies now where the final reveal was a familial relation. Like,
Yes,
I'm
I
just
like it.
saying, this Leslie Mocker thing is not far fetched. Joshua, and to anybody else watching, I will always firmly believe that Stu could have lived. Okay, so if they were to bring Stu back, I wouldn't be mad at all. I don't think they're going to do it because I think they feel like it would be
Kevin,
too predictable. It'd be
well,
too like, oh yeah, we saw that coming.
and Kevin Williamson has stated Stu's not in this. Like Stu's dead. Like that, he
Yeah,
said
but
Stu
he
died.
gets paid to lie. So he would never tell us. I don't think Stu is in 6, period. But I'm leaving the door open for 7. But I honestly think that the bridge they could build for the fans there would be I think that it would be Leslie. I think that would I don't know.
I also heard it was memes,
Yeah,
but I
I
saw
corrected
memes.
myself. Yeah, it's 3. It's 3.
I saw memes when they were like, maybe it's the two sorority girls from Scream 2. Hi, Sydney.
Oh yeah.
But Gail,
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever seen Urban Legend? Rebecca Gayheart is
Yeah.
the boss at the end of that movie.
Yeah.
She's great. So
Yeah. Yeah, so that's my theory that
I
they're
love that
going.
theory. I think that is where it needs to go.
I would love it. I would personally love it. And then I saw Cosmic mentioned Christina Carpenter, the Tara and Sam's mom. Yeah, I don't feel I personally I feel like that name drop was intentional.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that name drop in Scream 5 was intentional. They're gonna address that somehow, like eventually. I don't know how. I don't know if it's in this movie or in the final one of the trilogy, but I do think that's gonna play into it somehow. And no, that's not a spoiler. Toxic. That's basically you can see it from the trailers. Go and they've said in the interviews too, the filmmakers, they intentionally made this Ghostface somebody that was they wanted this Ghostface to be less clumsy. You know, they're not gonna fall over all the time. They're not gonna like, oh shit,
Well,
I
this was
slipped on a banana
ruthless.
peel. Yeah, apparently this one is supposed to be like a cold, calculated killer. And That's good, because how many there are times in Scream movies where it's part of the charm with Scream that they kind of lean into the tropes of horror movies to poke fun at them. But there are times where you're like, oh, did you really have to do that? Like, that's such a freaking cliche. So hopefully, hopefully that doesn't happen this time around. Justin, there's another thing I wanted to talk about with Scream 6, and I want to know if you think it's going to deliver on this.
Okay.
Seen a lot of people say this. And I know you and I know myself. And yes, they do have the worst mom, Cody. They absolutely do. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you almost died. I'll talk to you on the phone for a few minutes, but I'm staying in London.
Yeah.
Justin, a lot of people have said that this movie, for the first time since Scream 2, is genuinely suspenseful and frightening.
I've heard it. I want that.
Do you think it can deliver on that?
I mean, I think it could. I think it could. I mean, I've missed that about the early Scream movies, like that suspense and eeriness and on the edge of your seat type of stuff. So, I mean, yeah, I think it could deliver. I hope it delivers. I really do. But I've heard the same thing. I've always thought Scream 3 had its humor, but I thought Scream 3 still had some like eeriness. But the first two Scream movies are pretty dark films. Like they're pretty
Oh,
serious and dark.
the scene in the police car climbing over Ghostface
Oh
is
yes.
very that is A+ suspense right
Oh
there.
my gosh. And every time I watch it, I still get like edge of your seat moments when I'm like, oh, they're like having to like reach out like over Ghostface to get out of the car, and I'm like, oh yeah.
There was also a shot in the newest trailer, and I'm excited to see how this plays in the movie. But it actually gave me like it like made me physically have a reaction because I hate the sound. There's a shot in the trailer of this like metal railing, and Ghostface just
Mm.
puts the buck knife on it and starts
Oh,
scraping it across it, and like really slow. And I was like, oh, dude, yes, like yes. I don't know. There's just something about this movie. I don't think it's going to scare me. It's hard to scare me,
yeah.
but I think that it could definitely leave me like, holy shit. Like, like, and that's what I want. Like, I do
Me
not
too.
want, yeah, I didn't, there were moments like that in Scream 5. There
Oh
were
yeah, there were. Like
moments.
it was a pretty serious film. Like it's a lot of serious moments in it.
Well, like the kill of Wes and Sheriff Hicks, that
Oh, it's still
sequence,
man, it's still so sad.
that's pretty brutal. Like,
I mean,
it's pretty brutal.
first of all, she gets killed outside
Broad daylight.
daylight in front of her house. Like it's bright outside. And then his death. He was actually the surprise kill in that movie I did not expect. I thought he was going to be one of the survivors and died pretty quick in it. So,
Yeah, yeah. So, okay, cool. Justin, let me ask you something just as a fan,
yeah.
something you could think of. And you've already mentioned one with Courtney dying. You wouldn't want to
Mhm.
see that. What is something you don't want to see in this movie?
What I don't want to see in this movie. Um, well, I don't want to see Kirby die, but I don't think she's gonna die. I think she's gonna be in Scream 7. Um, what I don't want to see. Well, okay, well, I'll tell you what I don't want to see in this movie. And from what we've heard, it's gonna be a pretty serious movie. I don't want the humor. I think humor can work for a movie. Humor cannot work for a movie. I think Scream 3 and I think Scream 5, the humor that we got in it, it worked. Then you got Scream 4, and the humor was just not very good. But if you're going to make your movie intense and serious like they're wanting to do with this new Scream movie, don't throw humor in it.
Well, unfortunately, I've heard it is funny, but
Not, but
I think that's a thing for Scream, though. I do think there has to be some humor. I think that's the
yeah,
point of
no, I
it.
mean,
But I see what
but
you
you know
mean.
what I mean. Like
Yeah,
if it doesn't come off organically, it
well, you
needs to
don't
come
want
off.
it. Yeah, I hear you.
Like
I
I
hear
don't want
you.
to see. I don't want to have like the line from Scream 4, "Fuck Bruce Willis." Like that was horrible. Like
I have heard that there is a line in this movie that's Akeem.
and no
Don't tell
disrespect to Bruce Willis. I love Bruce Willis, but that's the line.
Akeem. You don't have to tell me who. I don't want to know that, but I've heard there's a line in this movie that's "fuck this franchise." Is that true? Does someone deliver a line, fuck this franchise, right before a kill?
Or
Because
or
I've heard that, and that seems very Scream. Like it does.
well, here's the thing about it. Like, I don't mind humor in a movie. It has to come off organically. Like, Tatum for me in Scream 1 is amazing. She brings a humor in that movie. Like, she is good in that movie. Stupidity League, when she hits Stu on the head with the sucker, I crack up every time because I'm like, that is hysterical. Like, I love that stuff. And then Scream 2 had some great humor. Did you get that on film? Yes, I got that on film. And then of course Parker Posey is like wonderful in Scream 3, and it works. Like, I really love her in that movie. Scream 4 was the only one where I was like, the humor just is not coming off right. And it might be just the dialogue that they were delivered. Like, wear the chest, wear the vest,
save your chest. Yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, the part about that. Hey, what's up, Apollo? Did you like
Apollo.
Creed 3? Did you like Creed 3, brother? I know Apollo's a big fan. Let me know what you thought about Creed 3.
I love Rocky. I love Creed, but I haven't got a chance to see it. I hear it's the best Creed movie.
I've actually heard a lot of people say it's really good, but it's missing the heart, which is Stallone. A lot of people are saying without Stallone, it just doesn't feel the same. But let me know your thoughts, man. Glad to see you in here.
Yes.
Okay. One thing that I don't want to see in this movie, personally.
Sean, she is not garbage. I love Parker Posey.
For the love of Christ, can we stop having killer reveals in the Scream movies that one of the killers is essentially just fodder for the other one? I hate that trend. If there's one thing about, I don't even care about the monologue. Some people are like, oh, will say like, oh, it's the monologue pisses me off. It's annoying. It's so overplayed and drawn out.
No.
I don't even care about that. That's part of Scream. I'm sick and tired of here's the killers, but one of them, we don't really give a shit about them. Can we have both of these killers actually have some real personality and some real purpose and some, because like Scream 5, Amber, yeah, she was crazy, but she was clearly the lowest on the totem pole. Like Richie was he was the more interesting one. Billy and Stu, they were the best ones. Those were obviously the best because they were both 1A and 1B. But since Scream 1, it hasn't felt like anyone has been 1A or 1B. Let's be honest. Mickey, who gave a shit about Mickey in Scream 2? It was obvious as hell, and he was dead before you know it. Yeah, everybody, we cared about Mrs. Loomis. That's where we were invested in. And then Scream 4, Jill and Charlie. Charlie was dead before you knew it.
And Jill was Jill.
Yeah, and Jill was Jill. Don't get me started. But for me, I'm just like, can we have it finally to where both of these killers get equal time and they really have personality and like stop making it. We have multiple killers, but only one of the killers really matters. I'm tired of seeing that in these movies.
I love Mickey too, but he was
I'm not saying I
clearly
don't like
no.
him.
I'm reading the comment. No, he was clearly a killer. We all knew that.
Yeah, but it's not even just that. I feel like the film, once they were revealed, as the audience member, who are you more invested in? Whose storyline? Obviously, Mrs. Loomis. It's Billy's mom. So when Mickey dies, you're like, okay, well, there's one down, but she's still alive. You know what I mean? Like it didn't carry the weight, I don't think, for me as Mrs. Loomis. So like, I want both killers to feel that way in this movie.
Well, again, I talked about how when you saw Debbie saw Mrs. Loomis was the reveal as one of the killers, it was like literally shock. Like there was shock there when you first see it because you didn't expect it. Mickey, you saw that a mile away.
He looked like a psychopath the whole movie.
Yeah, he did. I take back like the humor part of it. Like that's a small thing. The last two Scream movies, in my opinion, have had endings that weren't completely satisfying. And the reason I say that, like Scream 4's ending, it's not really satisfying. It's the way, the reasoning behind what they're doing. I'm like, whatever, it is what it is. And then Scream 5 kind of had the same one where it was like, oh, you guys are pissed that, these sequels are being made, yada, yada, yada. I don't know. I was not a big fan of the reasonings for why they were doing what they were doing.
In 5?
In 5, yeah.
I wasn't either until Halloween Ends came out. And then I was like, yeah, I could see fans going hard.
But but I guess like what I'm getting at is like I Scream 1's ending is fantastic. It's a fantastic reasoning behind why the killers are doing what they're doing. It's not a killing's not fantastic, but like like why the reveal of it, why they did it, it's a great ending. Scream 2, same thing. It wasn't about Mrs. Loomis being crazy. It was about her getting good old fashioned revenge for the death of her son. And then Roman, in my opinion, underrated villain of this franchise. That ending right there, I love it. And every time I watch it, I love it even more. I think it is such a great ending.
Yeah, a lot of fans really couldn't. A lot of fans really couldn't get behind Roman, and still can't, because they feel like it dilutes what Billy and Stu did. And I mean, I don't think it does, in my opinion, either. Like I felt like it made things make a little bit more sense, but I totally respect when people feel the opposite way, because I could see why you'd feel that way.
Well, yeah, and I could see that too, but I think it was really clever, because it was like, here you had this guy who he was, in my opinion, just telling information to Billy, and Billy was getting angry about it. So he was feeding it to Billy. And then it was Billy's choice to go after and do what he did. Yeah. It was Roman putting words or saying things in his ear, and and then it just happened. It was that domino effect.
So, yeah, Akeem brings up a really good point. Yeah, I have not even searched Scream 6 on YouTube. I will not search it, because I know people are doing that, and although one of the reveals was spoiled to me, but I know there is one that I don't know. So like I was mildly spoiled, but not entirely. My thing with Scream has always been, I want to know the why more than the who. I'm always more interested in the why.
100%. Yes.
Yeah, and how it ties back to Sydney, and how it ties back to the franchise as a whole, and everything like that. But yeah, I knew that type of shit was going to be floating everywhere. And quite frankly, it's just like, with Scream 7, they need to have this so tightly under lock and key. Like, yes, I mean,
100%.
It needs to be, when this movie is finished, a handful of people have access to it before it goes out to theaters. They know the names of every single person that has access to it. And if for any reason there is any type of leak, they literally get blacklisted from ever working in Hollywood again. Like, dead serious. It needs to be something like that, because Scream 7 is going to be the end of this trilogy, and presumably the end of this series for a while. It won't be the end, but Scream 7 will end this series for a while. I do believe that. I think it will be the end for Sydney. I think it'll be the end for Gale, whether they live or die. I think it will be the end for them. So there's going to be some big fucking revelations in that movie. So they got to do whatever they can to make sure that doesn't get spoiled.
And to the people spoiling this movie by leaving comments or posting videos of the deaths and all that stuff, recording it from a theater, I don't know what it is. I'm just like, stop. Just stop. Like, I want to go back to the days where we didn't have YouTube and we didn't have the internet, and you had to go into these movies not knowing. Yeah, no, I'm not dissing YouTube. I love YouTube, but I'm just saying I know what you're saying. The people that do that.
I'm just like, Sean, to your point in the chat, I understand that. Like, you can't change that. That's why a lot of people, right before big movies come out that they're looking forward to, they avoid social media, because they're like, I don't want to take the chance of being spoiled. And I can respect that stance, because unfortunately that's the day and age we live in now. Like, internet or the information always at the tip of our fingers whenever we want it, for whatever we want it for. So that's just the way it is. But I think there are some people that are heartbroken that they've been spoiled for Scream 6. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them either. Because imagine not knowing that Michael Myers died in Halloween Ends and Laurie was the survivor. Or imagine knowing that before you went in and not wanting to know it and finding it out because some asshole ruined it for you. Yeah. Like, that's just like, it's moments like that. Like, these franchises mean a lot to a lot of people. And sometimes the buildup, years of buildup leading up to a movie like this. And if it gets ruined for them right before it comes out just because somebody wanted to be an asshole, like, that's just shitty, man. That's so shitty. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yes, Candyman.
Yeah, I did. I did. I watched Hayden on Good Morning America. I really liked it.
Oh, and
I was surprised that she's doing press right now. I really was because
of her brother's passing.
yeah, I'm
So
I feel for her, and she's a tough cookie. She's still going out and doing press, and thoughts and prayers out to her and her friends and family for sure.
And it's not easy it's not easy losing somebody you love, a loved one, but it's not easy when you've had to struggle, when you've struggled with your mental health and have had to take care of yourself, and then the passing of a loved one happens, and it just, I was worried about her. I was like, I hope this is not going to be something that all the hard work that she's went through to get where she is kind of spirals. So my
Yeah,
my heart is for, and love is for her and her family, and it's just sad, very sad.
Yeah, Cosmic, you should go see it in theaters, man. You got, I mean, you could be a woman. I don't know. So if me calling you man is, I'm sorry. I just call everybody man and dude. And if you ever want to give me your real name, just so I can address you by your name, I like to do that too. But you should go see that in theaters. I really do, because it's cool, man. Theaters are back. Theaters are back.
They are.
And
numbers are proving it, man.
Yeah, and personally for me, I mean, I love to see these franchises that I grew up on still around and still,
yeah,
I don't know, still flourishing. I think that is really, really cool. No, I'm not on the Parker Posey train, Sean. That is Justin. I am not on the Parker Posey train.
Excuse me, what?
Yeah, no. I find her abrasive in Scream 3.
Nick!
Yeah,
I did not know this about you until now.
When I did my revisited review of Scream 3 a few weeks ago, I said in my video, she was put in this movie to deliver the type of over-the-top performance that she gives, so she's perfect for what they asked her to do. And I understand why people love her in that movie. Me, however, too Scooby-Doo for me. It was too Scream. No. So, but yeah, I'm not on that train, Sean. But anyway,
I don't know. I'm walking out. See it. Bye. And I'm just kidding. No.
That's a good question. Apollo has another good question. I wanted to mention this. How much of a role do we think Stab is going to play in this motive, in this film? Do you think they're going to move away from it more? Or do you think they're going to lean heavier into it?
I think they're going to move away from it. It's time that they move away from it a little bit. Talk about the movies, but we've talked about it. Let's kind of move away from it for a little bit.
Hey, what's up, Colby? I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad to see you in here. I hope our stream can brighten your day a little bit.
Yes.
Creasefold, you went and saw Cocaine Bear, first theater experience since Scary Movies to Tell in the Dark. Dear God, that was 3-4 years ago. Wow. Well, I hope you liked it. 4 years ago.
I've heard it's fun. By the way, I saw Megan on streaming finally. I didn't get to see it in theaters. I love Megan. Megan was awesome.
Oh God, another person that's going to tell me Megan was so
have you
great.
Seen it? Okay, first of all, have you seen it yet?
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay. Do not say that until you watch the movie. It was much better than I was expecting.
I didn't say it was bad. I didn't even say it's going to be bad. It just doesn't seem like my type of thing.
You will. I don't know if you'll love it, but I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
A more kiddie version of Chucky. Yeah.
No, she's boss, dude. Like
bullshit. The trailers were like TikTok marketing. I just
watch the movie.
I don't have TikTok, Justin. I don't have a TikTok.
I don't have TikTok either. But the trailers are not as good as the movie. The movie's way better.
Christian put it this way. I saw Megan. It was fine. Didn't hate it. Didn't love it.
Megan's awesome.
It exists. And I just feel like that's because it's just not my type of movie. you guys have to understand, I am very, very fair on this channel. No matter what some people might say when I defend Halloween Ends, I am very, very fair. And I say, I know that a lot of people, it's going to resonate with a lot of people, and a lot of people are going to enjoy it, and I'm sure it is good at what it does and what its purpose is. I really believe that, but it just doesn't seem like my flavor. Like it doesn't.
It's okay. I've been there.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm like that with some of. I'm not a big A24 fan. Like I
me
do love
neither. Me
some.
neither.
I know. We talk about it. Like
Yeah,
I love some A24 movies. Some I do not love, and I don't get the love for it. So
I'm the fairest in the land. Thank you.
you are the fair, and he's kind of he's a noble steed over here, a noble steed.
Hey,
So
well, thank you. Yeah, I know, Apollo. I'm excited to talk to Lee about that. He was disappointed. I mentioned that at the top. But yeah, so all right, Justin.
okay,
I gotta say something. Did you listen to Demi Lovato's "Still Alive"?
loved it. Yes.
I love it too. One thing you guys should know about me: I am secretly a Demi stan. Um, I have liked her for years. I kind of followed her journey closely because I felt, very bad for her. She was struggling with addiction and mental health issues, and her, so it's always nice to see somebody come out of that, because a lot of people unfortunately don't ever win that battle. So it's really nice to see that. But I was listening to her, the song, and I really liked the song. And I was like, Demi can do rock? Like, I didn't know that she could do rock. And her last album that came out just a few months ago is all rock. It's a
Wow.
rock album. And I've been listening to it for the past 2 days. It's so fucking good. So if you
Hey,
guys haven't checked it out, and if you guys hear the name Demi Lovato, you're like, I don't like pop music, I don't give a shit. No, it's like a pop punk rock album.
hey,
It's actually really interesting. It's called Holy Fuck. The
I
album is, and it's awesome.
I stand beside "Cool for the Summer" and "Neon Lights." Though those are two awesome songs. Like for me,
Oh
I don't
yeah.
even. I mean, they're pop songs, but like they're more than that. I think so.
I'm telling you, her album Holy Fuck is really good, and it's also super cool because she was just coming out of um like what's it called, like where she rehab and everything like that. So
Yeah, yeah.
the album is like literally her raw emotions, and it was
Wow.
really, really cool. Yeah, Mike Shinoda co-wrote and produced Still Alive. Yep, Mike Shinoda did. Yeah, she was. I didn't watch that though, T Parker,
I
but
didn't see it either.
I should have known that she could do rock because of that, I guess. But I guess I just never went that far back. I knew her as a pop artist, and then when I heard Still Alive, I was like, she can do rock. Like, she actually can. Like, okay, I'm about it. So yeah, so that's cool. All right, Justin, this is the age-old question that I know a lot of people on social media have been asking. A lot of people have been wondering for a long time about this movie. Is this going to happen? Do we think this is going to happen? Wouldn't it be cool if this happened? Every Scream movie, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, wraps with a nice bow. It seems like every movie could, that could be the end, and we don't need another one. I don't think there's really ever a bunch of left threads hanging. But a lot of people, myself included, have said, man, wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be cool if there was like a dangling thread at the end of this movie? There was, some kind of cliffhanger. Do you think it's going to be like every other Scream movie and end very cut and dry?
No,
Or do you think, so you think there will be a cliffhanger?
I think there'll be a cliffhanger, or there's going to be something tragic behind this ending. And the reason why I say that is because I think that will be the reason why Sydney comes back. I'm not saying it's Gail's death, but whatever happens, it will give the reason for Sydney to come back.
Okay. Yeah, Josh, there is an after credits thing, but I don't know if I'd call it a scene. From the people that have seen it.
What's up, Brian Goes Blue?
What's up, Brian? They haven't said that it's like a
How are
scene,
you?
more like it's like a
Hey,
nod
Coco,
to the
what's going on?
fans. So I don't, but yes, there is going to be something after the credits. It's like a little nod to the fans, I guess. But yeah, okay. So I would like a cliffhanger or a left thread. I don't think it's going to happen.
You think it's going to wrap up nicely?
Oh yeah, they all do.
I think
they
this
all
is
do.
gonna. I think it's gonna change things. I think it's gonna change some stuff.
I hope. I really do hope, but I think they make these movies like that on purpose. That way, in case the reception isn't great or whatever, you don't piss a lot of fans off by leaving a bunch of unanswered questions.
Well, I say it's gonna be a different ending, and this is all rumor, I think, but I think they've already greenlit Scream 7. I think Scream 7's already greenlit.
Paramount, yeah, Paramount hasn't officially announced it yet, but the trades have reported it. Yes, and I'll just say, duh, like we all knew, duh. You're not
Brian goes
surprising.
blue completely. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. Yeah, in Manhattan. Wait, hey,
Jason in Manhattan.
That's the crossover we need.
What was they need to have a wink where Ghostface is walking through New York, and all of a sudden, like, he kicks over a phone or something like that, and the guy's like, "Hey, you got a problem with me?" And he takes off the mask and he's like, "Okay, we're cool." Like, have like your little Jason Takes Manhattan wink.
Justin, what if this whole time, under the mask of Ghostface, it is Jason?
There we go.
Dun,
dun, dun,
dun. So yeah, but no, the trades have reported and everything, but like, yeah, they had always kind of alluded to the fact that they wanted to do a new trilogy, so it just makes sense. Like, I think most of us knew this was coming.
Yeah. How do you guys explain how pretty much like how are they going to explain why Sydney's not in this? I think it's just because it's in New York and Sydney's not there.
Not just that. Not just that. From what I've heard, this movie mostly takes place over like a day or two. So by the time the news gets out that there is a killer on the loose, I mean, it's probably already wrapped up. 1, 2, and this is the most important. And the writers were very smart with this in Scream 5. She was not going to come back last time until Dewey died. She knew there was a copycat. There was another Ghostface killing people in Woodsboro. And she was like, I want no part of this shit. Leave me out of it. So it could be the same thing here. I want no part of this shit. Leave me out of it.
Something happens.
And that's another reason why I believe Gail is safe in this movie, at least, because Sydney ain't coming. And I'm sorry, if she comes back for Dewey, she'd come back for Gail's death.
Right, exactly.
She absolutely would.
She would. They've been
they've already set that up with the character of Sidney Prescott. So I'm telling you, she simply just wants no part of it. But then people go, well, how would they she's probably coming back in 7. And Radio Silence on the red carpet the other day gave an interview and they were asked about that. And if there was a chance for her to come back, and they said, we hope so. We got our fingers crossed. Nev's a good friend. And she's been, along with us throughout this entire process, even though she wasn't in this movie. So I do believe she is coming back in the next one, especially after how well this one does. Paramount's going to pay her, as they should.
Yeah.
But
they should. Yes.
they absolutely should. But that's another question. I mean, how does Sydney get wrapped back up into this in Scream 7? Does Ghostface come for her?
I mean, that could be true. I mean,
or
that
does
could
Gail
be
die?
I don't know. I do not know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see.
Well, hey. If Spyglass didn't want Neve Campbell back, they're idiots.
Well, if Spyglass didn't want her back, she would never come back for the last one. They would not have had no interest in bringing her back for the last movie.
I don't agree there, because I think that was all Matt and Tyler. I think Matt and Tyler were like, if we're doing Scream, we need Neve Campbell.
Well, and I think they wanted her for this one too. Spyglass was just stupid, and they were like, we're not going to pay her the money.
They didn't value her because I guess they thought, especially after how well the last movie did, we don't need her. This is a viable franchise. We don't need her. But they're wrong. They're not wrong in the sense of it can still be viable without her. Yes, it can. But they're wrong in the sense of I don't know how many, successive like sequels you could make without her before it starts to lose feeling like a Scream movie.
Yeah.
Like, because Dewey's already gone. Gail's probably a goner sooner rather than later. And probably in 7. Like, once they're all gone, does it really feel like Scream anymore? No. So I don't know. But I also worry about Matt and Tyler coming back. I don't know if they're going to do 7.
No, I
And
think they will.
well, the reason I say that is because apparently the trades have reported that Scream 7 is going to shoot this year. If it's going to shoot this year, they're already tapped. Their next project is Escape from New York.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
Really?
it's a sequel.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. So their next project is the legacy sequel to Escape from New York. So if they're planning to shoot Scream 7 this year, I mean, you're talking about Matt and Tyler having a year plus straight of work. And most directors don't do that. They really don't.
Well, if they don't come back, get somebody who's going to do a great job, like taking their place. But even if they don't direct, I think they'll be involved somehow.
Well, yes, they're going to be involved because this is their trilogy essentially. And so I do feel like they're going to have input on the entire thing. But I don't know if they're going to come back. And honestly, I'm worried especially because when they were asked on the red carpet the other day about Scream 7, they were like, look, even if it's not us doing it, of course we want to see that happen. Like we want to see more Scream movies. So the fact that they felt the need to say, look, even if it's not us, I was like, I don't know if they're going to come back. You put it to me right now, I'd say there's a 60% chance they don't come back. I really do.
Well, the thing about it is, I think about, remember like when Scream 5 was announced and we were like, well, I don't think they're ever going to beat Wes Craven. And, you know, Wes Craven's a legend and I miss him so much. But like they were able to do a really great job with the last Scream movie. I'm sure they'll do the same thing with this one. So I think if they get a great director behind Scream 7, if it's somebody that, you know, clicks well with these two guys, then you know what? I'd be really happy with it.
They're not. That's how I like. That's how I would word this. They're not going to be replaced. I think that they will prioritize Escape from New York because that is going to be a bigger budget movie. It's probably going to take longer to shoot. They're probably going to bring Kurt Russell back, and I think they're going to want to break from directing, especially after that. Like I do. And I don't think, because if they were to do 7 and it shoots this year, they would have to go they'd have to go straight from 6 to Escape from New York, straight to 7, no break in between, really. Just work.
Escape from New York's going to take a lot more work. So
yeah, I'd be okay with them delaying it. I really would
be too. Like I'm like, don't rush the movie. Like, don't rush it. Like, let this, like, you know.
Yeah, but if early indicators are, indicative of what we're going to get, I mean,
that's true.
5 and 6 came out a year apart, and
that's very true.
Most people seem to be loving 6. So, and Scream 2, they came out a year apart.
Yeah, they did.
You know?
Yeah, well, that's very true. So, we'll get a great director behind it, and I'll be happy. So.
Yeah. But
you know who I would love to direct it?
Who?
The director of It Follows.
Oh, David Robert Mitchell.
Oh, wouldn't it be amazing? We haven't seen him since It Follows.
No, we haven't. I'm sure he has done other things, but yeah, that was his big breakout, was It Follows, which is a phenomenal film.
It's amazing.
But yeah, like here's where I get paused with this idea, Justin, personally, is like, and I know a lot of people love this movie. I like it. I don't love it. The Conjuring 3. I like it. I don't love it, but I love the first 2. Yes. And I think the reason I don't love 3, like I love 1 and 2, is because it was a totally different directing style. Completely different. You could just tell James Wan has a very specific style. When you watch a James Wan movie, you know you're watching a James Wan movie. And Michael Chavez is good. Don't get me wrong, but he's not James Wan.
No, so, I agree.
That's the one thing I worry about with Scream 7. If Matt and Tyler aren't back for it, it would still be a Scream movie, but I feel like it would feel and look a little different.
Well, we'll see. We will see. No, but I agree with you. I like consistency. That's why, as much as like I'm not like, as much as like, you know, I had mixed reactions to some of these recent Halloween movies. I'm glad there was consistency in David Gordon Green, at least. Like, he came back and did all of them. So I'm excited to see this.
I think that's very important. You know, if you have an idea for a trilogy, if this is your baby, so to speak, see it through. You know, see it through and kind of shepherd that entire process. But I do think that I don't know. I think I do have to say though, I don't agree with that cosmic urgency. I really don't. I think Matt and Tyler are really good directors. Actually, they just haven't worked enough yet for us to really like be like, oh, that's you can totally tell that's a radio silence movie.
Oh.
Like, Ready or Not and Scream 5, the only two movies of theirs that I've seen at this point, I think they're two major movies, are really briskly paced, sleek, fun, fast-moving kind of movies. They have a really nice style. I like their style. I really do.
I do too. I got an idea, and it's because of one movie that he's directed. Now, he's directed 3, but one movie, Lee Wynell, because if you've seen Upgrade, I mean, he captures. Just watch Upgrade. Really great stuff.
I haven't seen it, but I like Lee Wynell a lot. I really do.
Watch Upgrade. It is so atmosphere-wise.
He did Insidious Chapter 3. Yeah,
he did,
which is pretty good. Yeah, pretty good.
I love that, and I love The Invisible Man. Upgrade, though.
Oh yeah, he directed that too. That movie's phenomenal. Yeah, that movie's awesome.
Watch Upgrade, and the way he captures like his directing's amazing in that. So I think he would be really good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, all right, Justin. We're gonna wrap this up here in a few.
Who would you like to see as an opening kill in the upcoming? I don't know.
Don't know. Like in an upcoming Scream movie, like an up and coming star. Yeah. You know what? Give me Lauren Lavera from Terrifier 2. Sienna. Did you watch Terrifier 2 yet?
Not yet. I need to watch them.
You son of a bitch.
I need to watch them. Who would I get? Who would I I don't know. I mean, I love her, don't get me wrong, but Mika Monroe?
Yeah. Okay.
She's great. Okay.
But well, there you go. You got an answer. All right, Justin. Before we wrap this up, I want to get 2 final thoughts from you.
Okay.
And then I'll give mine as well. Justin, I want you to guess how well this movie's going to do opening weekend. Give me a number. And 2, I want you to guess right now how your ranking for the series is going to be after you see this movie.
I think it's going to rank 50 million. And I think it's going to be the best one since Scream 2. Okay, you go next.
I'm going to say worldwide, this opens to 55 million.
Okay.
I'm going to say it does 41 in the state, 42 in the States, 13 internationally, 55 million worldwide opening weekend. I'm going to say, based off of the vibe, the trailers, the things I've heard, I am genuinely expecting this to be number 2 for me. I really am. And people might go, how can you say that? Well, because my number 2 right now is Scream 5. And a pretty big consensus I've heard from a lot of people is that this is better than 5.
I've heard that's better. I've heard it's better than 5 too.
Yes. So if this is better than 5, which is my second favorite, there's a good chance this is going to be my second favorite. However, having said that, unlike Halloween Ends, I will be incredibly let down if it's not that good.
Same.
I really, really will be incredibly let down because I actually am going into this movie very hyped up. And that worries me because if it's just okay, I feel like I'll be really harsh on it, even if it's just fine. But I've built this up in my mind that it's going to be incredible. So,
yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be as good as, in my opinion, as the first 2 movies. But I could be wrong. But I think it'll be top 3. So my favorite is Scream 2.
Last
My
question,
second
Justin.
favorite is
Hold on.
the original.
Yeah,
Okay.
hold on. Because Blu-ray Addict wants to know. This is our last question. Justin, how would you rank the franchise right now?
Scream 2, my favorite. The original. Scream 5, Scream 3, Scream 4.
And right now, where I'm at is 1, 5, 2, 3, 4. That's where I'm at. And what I'm expecting, hoping, I should say, based off of what I've heard, is it's going to be 1, 6, 5, 2, 3, 4.
I'm gonna say. I mean, it could be a total shock. I'm gonna say shock, surprise value. Scream 2, Scream 6, Scream 1, Scream 5, Scream 3, Scream 4.
Well, guys, this time tomorrow, a lot of us will be watching this movie. This time tomorrow, I will be getting out of the theater, probably
We'll be seeing it this
recording my
weekend.
review. I want to let you guys know that tomorrow I will have a review for Scream 6 up around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be completely spoiler-free. You do not have to worry about that. I know a lot of you guys can't see it till Friday or Saturday or whatever your schedule is like. I know that. Do not worry. You can still watch my review. There will not even be a hint of a spoiler. Not one. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not going to do it. I will be very, very vague and just tell you if I liked the movie and if I didn't like the movie. I won't even tell you why because I'm not going to give stuff away. But that video will be up tomorrow around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I hope you guys check it out. Justin, what about you? Do you have anything coming up?
Scream ranking of the franchise. I will do that. I'll incorporate my review when I see it, spoiler free, but at the end I'll do a ranking. And then I have a ranking of, because Halloween's my boy, I love the franchise. I'm going to be doing a ranking of the Halloween timelines from my worst to the best.
Yes, yeah. Justin let me know he was working on that video the other day, so look out for that one.
And I say this. Oh, and I'll tell you this right now. My second episode of In with the Positive, Out with the Negative is finally coming up, and it's going to be the video that marks 9 years since I came out as being gay. So expect
good for
that
you.
video. So yeah, 9 years. It'd be March 14th. So be 9 years.
Good for you, Justin, and I look forward to seeing it. Happy almost anniversary.
Thank you. 9 years. It doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9 years. It came out on YouTube. I remember
it. Yep. Cosmic. I am also worried. I'm not going to like it because I've hyped myself up so much. So, yeah, I mean, I guess 24 hours from now, I'll have that answer, and you guys will have that answer too. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, leave a like on this video if you have not already. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. It helps the algorithm, helps us get out there more. Subscribe to Justin's channel if you haven't already. Subscribe to mine. If you've just been a lurker but you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And please check out my review of Scream 6 tomorrow night. Like I said, totally spoiler-free. You have nothing to worry about. Okay?
And last thing, before we leave, we're going to be on Ken's channel, Sledgehammer Horror, March 21st. I think it's a Tuesday, I believe. And we'll be talking about, is it a Tuesday? March 21st, though. Stay tuned because we will be talking about our top 10 favorite horror movies from the 2000s. I think it's the 2000 to 2009.
Yes. Yep. We'll be there. And next week,
Chelsea,
we'll give you guys a reminder from that.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Chelsea. And to anybody else that's had the courage, congratulations. And if you haven't had the courage, I hope one day you'll get there because we love you and you are accepted.
That's right.
Well, let's end on a positive note. Justin, great job, my friend.
You too, buddy.
We will see you guys next week. Have a great night.
Bye, guys. Love you all.
Just remember, it's always someone you know.